Alright guys, it's Diddley here. Look, I know I said I wasn't going to get GTA 5 until the multiplayer was released, but what can I say, I'm a weak man and I caved in and I got it, so I'm sorry. But yeah, all I'm doing is I'm free roaming, that's it. I'm not doing any of the missions at all. And today I've just got a quick video to show you if you want to get 100 flight skill, maximum flight skill as you can see on screen there, without doing any of the missions or without going to the actual flight school. I'm going to show you the quickest, I say quickest, this is still going to be a bit of a grind fest, but this is going to be the most hassle-free way of getting the 100 flight skill without going to the flight school and without going through any of the missions at all. Right, just a couple of things before we start. I apologise for my monotone voice here. I'm just getting over a particularly bad cold, so I'm not feeling the best. So apologies for that. Second, just to understand how flight skill is increased. Flight skill will increase by just flying around as normal, but if you were to do that as the only method to increase your flight skill, you're looking at about a total of 16 hours worth of flying. So not really a short thing to do. Using the method I'm going to show you, that would be approximately an hour and a half. I was messing about a little bit in between, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do it faster than what I managed to do it. But this is purely for the people who want to just do free roam and fly about. The flight school is probably going to be the faster way to do it if you're interested in doing the mission. Right, let's get into the tutorial. Like I said, a bit of grinding here, but this is more efficient than flying around for 16 hours at least. Alright, so first of all, head to the airport, and coming through the top right hand side you can see my map cursor blinking on the top right there. So you want to head through these set of gates. Now I found if you put on the slow motion car bit before you pass the guy at the gate, generally get a couple more seconds before the police realise you're in here, and that's helpful to take off so you get less hassle. Now head across the loading areas and head straight towards this Learjet here. The reason I say the Learjet is because it's got a bit more power than some of the smaller planes, and it is a little easier to maneuver when you've got a low flight skill, so you should find it's a bit more stable in the air as well for you to fly. Now what you want to do is reverse out of here using the LB or RB buttons. I don't know what the equivalent is on the PS3. On the Xbox is LB and RB. Use that to control the rudder, and don't worry about the takeoff. As long as you don't clip anything with your wings, you can take off from absolutely anything. So you can just, as long as you've got a straight run, take straight off. Pull up the landing gear by clicking in the stick so you're more manoeuvrable in the air. And what you want to do is fly along the coast a little bit just to get rid of the police that are not chasing you. And what I would recommend for obviously low level flight skills starting out is gain a bit of altitude just in case, because you're going to have a problem keeping it stable anyway. So if there is any issues with you flying, you have a bit more height to correct yourself. You're not going to crash into anything on the landscape, any features, any buildings, anything like that. So that'll make it a lot easier for you. And like I said, just follow the coast a little bit and you should get rid of the police. That should happen any moment now for me. Yep, there we go. So let's move on to the next stage then. Right, for the next part what you need to do is find yourself a nice safe place to land, because what I figured out is landing and taking off actually increases your flight skill a hell of a lot more than just by flying around. So in comparison, you've got 16 hours of just flying about doing nothing to get to 100, or you can do this for an hour or an hour and a half, and that'll increase your flight skill to 100 a hell of a lot quicker than doing just flying around. You could do the missions, you could go to flight school, but I'm not interested in that. Sorry. Right then, so set yourself a course for this particular airfield. You will get no police coming after you if you land or go near this airfield, so this is the best place to do it. What you should do is approach from the right hand side and do a circle around the airfield so you know where it is. I've already done that circle already, so that's behind me and to the left. And if you circle from around the right, it tends to be a little easier on the terrain. So you're not going to be bumping into things, which is easier for you because it's going to be hard for you to fly this plane anyway, having a very low flight skill. Pop the landing gear down, don't forget that, and take it very steady when you're coming into land, very, very steady for the first times. You need to get used to the mechanics of this, and turbulence will be affecting you a hell of a lot more at low flight skill. As for the landing, just try and keep the nose up slightly and the wings level. Gradually decrease your speed. Try not to take off too much speed because otherwise you'll stall and you'll hit the ground faster, which could damage the plane. So a little bit of speed, gradually decrease it with the nose up and let the back wheels hit the ground first and the nose will then follow. I'll do a bit more of an in-depth tutorial on takeoff and landings later. But what you want to do is repeat this process, take off again, and then come in and land again, and that will increase your flight skill faster. So there you have it. It's just take off and land, repeat to fade, and eventually you'll get to 100 flight skill, which means you'll be able to fly these bigger planes a hell of a lot easier because you'll have more control over the plane. But watch out for tall buildings, as you're about to see, because they're crashing into one. That's the end of this video from me. Any questions or comments, leave them in the section below, and I will see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching.